All right, you guys, the Savage One with street parking shoe is here, and we're super pumped about it. This has been a long time coming, actually. Now, right away, what we're excited about here in the street parking community is that it has a key on it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we put a key on a shoe, and we've been waiting for it for a long time. But Born Primitive, an amazing company that we've worked with for a long time, have a great relationship with, and a shoe that we also really love. Now, I love this shoe because I have flat feet, I have wide feet, and so I love the wider toe box. They are flat, very stable heel, but I feel like I can run in them, do box jumps and all of that stuff, which is tricky to find in a trainer these days. So that's another feature that I really like. They're cute. We all voted for the gum sole. I know it was like a landslide victory for wanting the white shoe with the gum sole, so this is the one that we went with, at least to start. And we're just really excited about it. We hope that you guys will check these out, that you'll love them as much as we do. These are available for pre-order right now, but the pre-order closes at midnight on January 14th. Welcome back to the 2025 Street Parking Vault. This week's workout is Shenlong. Your Program B version is 200 air squats. However, every minute on the minute, you're going to do ascending reps of barbell clean and jerk, starting at 1 minute in. So when the clock hits 1 minute, you will do 1 barbell clean and jerk, and then go back to doing your squats. When the clock hits 2 minutes, you'll do 2 reps of the clean and jerk, 3 minutes, 3 reps of the clean and jerk, getting as many squats in between that as possible until you hit 200 total air squats. Your score for this workout is your total time with the goal of 7 to 11 minutes. Welcome back to the 2025 Street Parking Vault. Your week 2 workout is Shenlong. The shift version of the workout is as follows. You're going to perform 20 air squats, then 5 eye-level kettlebell swings, 20 air squats, then 10 eye-level kettlebell swings, 20 air squats, 15 swings, 20 air squats, 20 swings, and finally 20 air squats and 25 eye-level kettlebell swings. Your score for this workout is going to be your total time with the goal of 6 to 9 minutes.
All right, what's up guys? Welcome to week 2 of the 2025 Vault. Danny and I are taking on Shenlong today. I'm gonna be doing the barbell version with 75 pounds. Danny's gonna be tackling dumbbell with 35s.
Correct.
We're pretty excited to get this going.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm nervous for my class though. Oh my gosh. Do you remember how many squats you got in the first minute, Danny?
I don't totally remember.
I know. I'm like, I can't even keep count. There's too much going on, but
I'm just happy my squats don't look high yet.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really stoked that we each are doing a different version because I want to make sure everyone who's going to do this workout knows how these differ, right? So I'm doing Program B with the barbell. Shoot, maybe I should take my AirPods out. Let's see if that.
Now that I saw Miranda go over the shift version, I almost feel like I would have done that, to be honest with you. In hindsight, looking back, I almost wish I would have done that, but Look at you getting ready for your clean and jerks. You're way more diligent than I am.
Well, I remember thinking, I was like, I want to get as many squats as I can. You can hear me, right?
Yes, it sounds much better.
But I didn't want to be so lit up for the clean and jerk. So I kind of, I was building in some rest at the top of, at the top of each minute. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to.
Mostly good guy. Like being ready for that next set of squats is for sure the way.
Yeah, and then it got to the point. I mean, we're gonna see, but it got to the point where I almost really just couldn't even afford to build in any more rest time. Like I had to use so much time for the squats. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So, how long were the clean and jerks taking you on average, Danny? You're 5.
I mean, let's look here now, right? Right at 2 minutes and see. See, I was going to say 12 seconds, and we're, right at 12 seconds. With something so light, 35 pounds for me, I would say I'm probably pretty consistent. And your workout gets, I would say if you're comparing the two, your variation of the workout gets so much spicier towards the end. And mine's kind of like a slow grind all the way throughout.
I know. I'm like, I don't want to give away too much about what happens towards the end because I feel like it's just, anyway. But yeah, what my tip is to definitely feel like you can go a little heavier in program B if you go with the barbell, but I for instance went too heavy and I got trapped in the vortex of too many clean and jerks, not enough time for squats, so I'm good here. It was fine for a few minutes. I remember you kept asking me where I was on my squats, and for a while I was ahead of you.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, good, this is cool. But that only lasted for so long, and then it was all downhill after that.
Yeah, when you get to that point you're so close to that EMOM is when it starts to change tremendously.
When you're like, is that minute going by faster? Is time speeding up? So program A and C for this one, for all for A, B, C, it's 200 squats. But for A and C, you do 5 clean and jerks every minute. And for B, it's ascending reps. So we start at 1, and then 2, and then 3. So at first, it's like, oh, I have so much time. But then it becomes, you have so much less time, especially if you start breaking. I mean, I'm starting to break. This is the round of 5 clean and jerks, or maybe not even 4. And I was just like, oh no, this is not good. So whatever weight you choose, I definitely think you should be going unbroken through the round of 6 or 7.
I think this is
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing Danny. It was better with your AirPods in, I think. Danny, did I tell you what this workout originally was?
no, I don't.
And I'm putting myself under the bus for this one because I programmed the second vault workout, and originally it was 300 air squats. So already not good. But it was every minute starting at 1, it was 7 push-ups for guys, 5 push-ups for the ladies. So it's so Miranda saved everyone by knocking 100 reps off. But then she tweaked it and she made the clean and jerk variation. So I'm like, clean and jerks are a little tougher than a push-up would be. So it's kind of a nice trade-off. I was so happy with how she tweaked it though. This might end up being my favorite vault workout. I could be wrong. We still have 23 weeks left to go, but I really love this
I'll
workout.
tell you, in comparison to last week, this is much easier to survive.
How are your push-ups, Danny?
My
I feel like you
push-ups are
do.
good.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like you're probably a great push-upper.
Pulling and pressing is very good for me.
Yeah.
Even squatting is good for me. It's hinging that
Yeah. Me and you both, bud. We're squatters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog.
Oh, also, I mean, I think everyone knows now, but like, I am pregnant, and so I'm like between 19 and 20 weeks when we filmed this. And I went with 75. That probably wasn't my smartest choice. I blame pregnancy brain. Probably should have gone 65, maybe even 55.
I think this is your vortex.
I know. I was like,
Right?
I'm so bad. It's not like my heart on my sleeve. You can just see my emotion in my face. I do not hide that well.
I don't either. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so bad. I felt so trapped. I was panicking so bad at this point. And then I was like gutting through. I wanted to do singles. There was just not enough time. So I was like, okay, I'll just hang on to the bar. But my goodness, it felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds. And I mentioned this at the end too. And I knew this was going to happen, but my quads were so lit up. It was hard to do my second pull. Like when the bar got, yeah, I was just like, usually I feel snappy and like quick, but it was so labored. Like I just had no power.
You end up hitting the bar and bouncing it up.
Yes.
Yeah. And again, being pregnant, that's probably has to do why you're bouncing it out of it too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, 200 air squats, that's a significant volume. And we're only in the second week of the vault, so I imagine we have some newer members joining us in January. So I do think shift is it's definitely a more appropriate volume. It's 100 total with some kettlebell swings. And a lot of our members like to do what they call, it's called shaft. So it's shift with program A mixed in. So you could even do the shift rep scheme with like hang clean and jerks instead of kettlebell swings. I think that's a cool little rework just to keep the volume a little bit lower. Or you could just work to 100 or 150 air squats. You know what I mean? Like, don't you feel like that would be a little bit more like manageable for someone newer?
I do. The volume can be a killer, but for me, what it is more intensity.
Yeah.
That I did those squats. I can kind of walk through 200 air squats any day of the week pretty painlessly. But it's that high repetition, that high frequency squatting below those.
Yeah, you don't realize okay, so here I'm doing 9 clean and jerks. I think it takes me the entire minute to do 9, and I still had 10 squats left. So I was just like, basically DNF. I was just like, I can't, there's no way I'm gonna do 10 in the minute and get my 10 squats in. I was like, I'm just gonna be stuck here forever and ever and ever. So I just called it. I did my 9. And then I just finished my air squats. So anyone watching, if you worry about your score in the vault workout, it's just not the time to do it. I was so humbled by this workout. Okay, here we go. We have, Danny is going to be booted off real quick, see if that helps with the audio issues that we're having. And then we're going to bring him back in.
What's up?
I was humbled.
I'm sorry. I'm seeing all the comments about shaft. I did not make that up. That was, someone else did that. I'm just the messenger here. All right, Danny, let's hear it. Is this better? Oh yeah, much better.
Better?
I think so. I never heard the echo, and hopefully no one else did.
The only echo that I heard was myself and the vault workout. I didn't hear you after it was fixed.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we gave a couple tips. Do you have anything? I know what would you want to tell people who are going to do like the dumbbell or the sandbag version where the clean and jerks stay the same each time?
Well, I would definitely say for myself, in hindsight, I could have gone a bit heavier on the kettlebells. That was a hard training week for me. I had done several workouts, a lot of high intensity workouts. I did a lot of hard running that week. It was like a tough week for me all around. So, you know, I would have been harder in hindsight with the weight because it felt kind of okay for me personally.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I said everything. It's hard, you know, we even put a video out on, you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yesterday on the Street Parking members, or today actually, it might have been about how to choose a weight for this one. And because the reps are lower for B, for barbell, it's like, that does mean it's like your permission to go a little heavier. I probably, you know, went over that edge and bit off more than I can chew. I'm still proud of it. It's like whatever. I mean, I was so close to being done and I just couldn't squeeze in those last few reps and, you know, stick with the prescribed reps, but I do think choosing a weight that you can do like 7 unbroken, no questions, even under fatigue, is probably the smarter way to go, because I was breaking them up way too soon. Like if you're breaking in the 5th minute, it's just, I don't think it's gonna go well. Because I'm a decent squatter too. Like I was still getting lots of reps in between. It just, at some point, the time just eats away.
Yeah, and really, if you're gonna do the barbell versus workout, I think what's very important is you picking a weight that you can pretty much do touch and go as long as you possibly can. How I said previously, if you find that you're breaking too early, that's when that vortex is going to start, and you're never going to get out of that.
Yeah.
So I'm not the person to often say touch and goes away and pushing for really rapid, fast is the way. But for a workout like this, due to the nature of it, it's really the only way to be successful. Number one. Number two, I think this is a great workout to mentally disconnect and just push. As long as you pick your weight responsibly, if you're having one of those days that you're stuck in your head and you can't figure out what to do, this is a perfect workout to completely disconnect, because if you get distracted in this workout, you're done. I mean, you have one bad minute in this workout and you're kind of toasted. So it's such a good workout to get into that meditative, just flow state and just pick a weight that you can move throughout the whole period, you know?
Definitely. And on that note, I think A and C are really great for that, because the clean and jerk reps never change. So you're kind of just like, because for me, I was like having to remember, okay, how many clean and jerks am I doing this minute? How many have I already done? And then coming back to the squats, like where was I, leaving off? Fortunately, I've been doing this long enough, like I can feel like I can keep a few numbers running in my head at one time and still be like dying, but yeah, it gets kind of tough. So, and then
that's what I think, like the structure, the structure of this is so unique, because workouts like this, you tend to overstress and think about the clean and jerk and the barbell, and that's usually what you're trying to squeeze to get in. And here we have a workout it's completely flipped, and the larger thing to focus on is accumulating those air squats. Like how often air squats are usually a distraction in a workout, and that's actually the larger focus on this one.
Someone once made the mistake in the Facebook group of calling air squats rest, and it's literally been like an inside joke for a few years now, like where people are like, oh, lots of rest in this workout. It's like such a joke.
Dude, I was texting you for a few days after saying my quads were smoked.
Yeah, that was rough. Okay, and before we sign off, Danny, while we have you, strength coach, I was looking at Wednesday's workout, and it's like so perfect. And I know we talked about this. Miranda was mentioning when we did the strength podcast last week about how you have the vault workouts, and you're structuring our Wednesday strength workouts based off of what we're seeing on Mondays. And it's beautiful. You guys can go hard today on the vault, and then Wednesday comes around, we have bench press, step ups, some pulls from the floor, some pull ups, like it's just perfect. There's really nothing, even if you're sore from the squats, like you'll be able to give a nice solid effort on Wednesday. Did you want to talk about Wednesday at all?
Yeah, for sure. So again, even though they're just air squats, regardless of how good of a squatter you are, like, look, I'm a great squatter, and my quads were smoked. Alex is a great squatter, and she was still sore. So regardless of how efficient or effective or strong you are in the squat, I think you're going to be left pretty sore in this workout. So that's the reason why we are going to touch lower body a bit, but they're in the way of step ups, and we're not squatting down. They're also farmer step ups, so we're going to fatigue the forearms. You're going to hear me talk about forearms and grips and why that's so important for deadlifting a lot throughout the next few weeks. But that's kind of the beauty of the relationship between the vault workouts and our Wednesday workouts and how they're planned, is you can push as hard as you want on something like the vault, and you do not have to worry about any residual fatigue that's going to affect you too much on this Wednesday's workout.
For sure. Yeah, and even by the nature of like how you execute the Wednesday workout, like there's more rest involved. It's a little bit more focused, intentional work. Not that the vault isn't, but yeah, it's just intensity in a different way. We're not trying to do it for time or anything, and the volume's much lower. So yeah, it should be good. All right, any notes? Sure. I didn't see any questions in the comments.
Miranda had one question. She said, would we rather see people go heavier and stick to 200 clean and jerk, or go lighter so they can do the 250 for all you extra challengers?
Yeah, I think she's letting them know. So yeah, we would rather, because extra challenge, I don't know if you had seen this, Danny. I know I hardly ever look at it, but extra challenge today is more reps, I think, and a heavier load, but it's 250. And so what she's just making sure everybody knows, if you're looking at extra challenge, we'd much rather you stick with the original rep scheme of 200 squats and try to go a little heavier on the clean and jerk than go lighter just for the sake of doing 250.
I would agree with that fully. I mean, that's kind of like the point of diminishing return, right? Like you have to pick your poison a little bit, and I think the 250 is applicable if you can keep the clean and jerk weight kind of standard,
Yeah, I mean,
no
the
reason to push for more weight.
Same rules apply. I think if you can do like 5 unbroken like you were doing with your dumbbells, but if you can do that with 50s, great, go for it. And you're just crushing squats, or like I mentioned with the barbell, like if you can get through 7 unbroken with your weight and you're just hella strong, and hella conditioned for that, then great. What is a good RX weight for the barbell if you're an average gym athlete? Well, our suggested loading for this one, and I would consider it for just an average gym goer, someone who's consistent and has been training for, I would say, like a year or more, would be 75-95 for a male, 55-65 for a female. Pretty sure that's our suggested loading for this one also. Anything higher than that would be considered extra challenge for this specific workout.
I would agree with that. I think I think the right answer to that, Beck, is what you can do consistently, right? Like
yes.
What you can cycle consistently should dictate where you are within that range that Alex just talked about, which is that 75 to 95. I think that range is a good RX weight, and about which of those weights you're going to pick, whatever you can cycle consistently so you can move through those squats.
So Ashley says, I'm at the edge of hitting time with lowest RX weight. Would it be better for me to go with that or a little lighter for this workout? I say try for it. See what happens. I don't see any reason. I mean, I definitely think you might surprise yourself. And if you don't, then you'll learn something and you'll have a great workout regardless. And then, you can be on your merry way. But I think the vault's a fun time to like just see what you're capable of. That's why that's part of why I went with 75. And it ended up coming back and biting me in the butt. But it was a fantastic workout and I was super proud of it. So
this morning, Seoul, both of our locations did this workout. And I got some feedback from some of our coaches. And for some folks that were not able to continue, we allowed them to just get the air squats in after the clock finished. So that was one way that we let them get the full work in so they can feel like they checked that box and were conditioned. But Ashley, another thing that you can do is do exactly what Alex did. Like give yourself that fitness freedom. And if your clean and jerks go into that next minute, you're okay. Like you got that work done and it's not really the end of the world. I would say on vaults, especially on this vault, is a way to safely take a risk. Like if you say you're like on the verge of being able to go heavier on this workout, take the risk and see what happens, you know? So.
I know that's what I mean when I said earlier, like your scores don't matter. And I think people get caught up in like what they're supposed to do. And I'm really glad I kind of like in theory or like technically I DNF'd on this one. So people could see like, it's not the end of the world. I just bled into the next minute and then finished my squats. And, I called it a day. Fortunately, I was like right at the end. I only had 10 left. I think it's a difference. You probably feel maybe differently if you have like 50 left and you're already at that point where you don't have enough time left over. At that point, I think you could turn it into like an every other minute, like, okay, or maybe you take a minute off. There's a couple different ways you could approach it. But if you find yourself at that point, you could just spend a minute doing your clean and jerks, give yourself a minute to do some squats. So it's every other minute that you're doing clean and jerks. That's an option. Or like you said, just stop doing clean and jerks and just finish your squats and call it a day.
Yeah, I think you're good. I just see someone in the comments also saying that they changed dumbbells towards the end of the workout. I think that's fine too. I think that's so great. And that is, once again, I know I say it all the time, but that is that like fitness freedom that we all have. If you have that equipment, you're free to do that. You can scale up, you can scale down. I think whatever makes sure that you keep that intensity and intention is what it's all about. So
for sure. Absolutely. Cool. All right. I think that's everything. Any last minute questions? All right. So far, my favorite one. Oh, let's see. Allison says my name.
I see that.
She's like, wait, don't go. I did shift this morning, by the way, with my mom. I don't know. I think you follow me on Instagram. My mom and I do the vault workout every Monday, usually together. Cool. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it again. I'm just going to do shift this time.
I like that shift workout. If I would have seen that before I was doing it, I feel like I would have done that workout.
Admittedly, it took me like 5 minutes. So I think, which that's not bad. It hurt so bad. I was like squatting so quickly. Okay, Allison, just FYI, I did hit my 1,000 last month, his 365 on our anniversary together. Oh, congrats. So cool. That is so awesome. Wow. On y'all's anniversary together. Wow. What a serendipitous thing. That's so great. Congrats, Allison, and to your husband. I'm not sure what his name is, but that's so awesome. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for joining us, guys, and we hope you have fun with Shenlong.
All right, guys. Good luck.
Bye, bud.
Welcome to week 3 of the 2025 Vault. This workout is Jiangshi. Today, I'm going to be doing program.
That was so good. No, keep it. That was a great take. That was so good.